Alright, Black dolls here. Okay. Because I was supposed to do this like 2 weeks ago and then didn't. We're gonna talk about black dolls. And I know, it's like we've been talking about black dolls. I know. But we're gonna speak. This is the last 2 weeks of Black History Month, talking about the black dolls. And I wanted to talk about black dolls. I have a small collection of them. They are, you know, those are in box. I have dolls that are out of box. This is, you know, I'm leaving the door open for myself in future Black History Month to talk about other dolls that I did not have a childhood connection to. So we're gonna talk about these right now. So this week's video is going to be about diversity in dolls throughout the iconic dolls of yesteryear, my childhood, and today. Some doll lines that are iconic of that time period were really bad at diversity. From really limited skin tones to bad hair to just straight up being a repurposed white doll. There's been lots of dolls throughout history that are black in suggestion only, even name only. Starting with the fashion doll, we have the original black doll, which was 1967's colored Francie from Barbara. She's literally a Francie doll, which Francie was Barbie's British cousin who's got a mod style. And then Dipper and Chocolate Baby. And we've got colored Francie, and she's great. Then we have 68's Talking Kirsty, which Kirsty will actually be Barbie's black friend for the remainder of time up until, like, you get Nikki thrown in there, you get Brooklyn Barbie thrown in there, but Chrissy was her ride or die magical Negro from the 70s, from the late 60s forward, until like the late 2000s. I used the Black Barbie database for this information. You have to make an account to get some of the information, which I wasn't super jazzed about, but you know, I'll do some more research into it. And we'll have more discussions about future Black Barbies in the future. Okay, so I'm going to show you the back, because the back also has my other favorite doll, which I wish I had, which is Goldie. But Gracie's super cute too. She's so fun. All of them are really fun. In 69, we have Talking Julia, which is literally a doll from the show Julia. Julia might have been a spinoff, but it stars Diane Carroll, the icon, as a single mom and nurse. And it was important to the day because it was a black character that wasn't a stereotype of subservience, idiocracy, or, you know, just, she wasn't just a dumb black. She was a nurse. She's got a caboodle. So moving forward into the modern age of Barbie specifically, we have, starting in 2020, we have a lot of these historical dolls. And a lot of these black dolls that are special are historical dolls. You won't have seen it yet. For Christmas, I got the gift that we gave to my Madam C.J. Walker. Okay, I bought like 10 Madam C.J. Walkers to give them out because it's important. Okay, her box lives. So I have like her 2020 has the Ella Fitzgerald. We have a whole fleet of fashionistas that all look like something. I kind of alluded to it in my first Black Barbie video about how some of the first fashionista girlies, the black ones, were not well. They were not good. No bueno. I've owned these longer than some of you have been alive. Barbie Extra also comes forward with a kind of answer response to the yassified Rainbow High LOL OMG dolls. 2021 has the Brooklyn Barbie X Barbie movie, so she gets her own movie tie-in doll. We have another historical doll in Maya Angelou. I got the base out. And we end up with a whole fleet of Chrissy repros, which I think are iconic. We end up with other sections, not just of historical blacks, but modern blacks. We have the role model series with Naomi Osaka and others, and Barbie looks. We have a lot of different black Barbies. Some of them are named, some of them are unnamed. In the land of the Barbie fashionista, they have different features and skin tones and colors. We have moved on past the colored francie of it all, kind of. Moving back towards the dolls of my childhood, we can talk about Black Bratz doll. And so this is 2001. I heard someone, it was Christian Divine on TikTok, talk about the difference between like black TV of the 90s and black TV in the 2000s and black TV of like now, where it was like we had black TV shows, so there were more different, there were different versions of black. You didn't just have the like, it wasn't just having black people in your white show being enough diversity to cover the experience of blackness. And thus you kind of see the difference between Bratz and my scenes in this time. So like my scenes has Madison and I think Jai from the Jammin' in Jamaica, and then the boy doll that was her pair. That's it. That's it. Bratz, on the other hand, had Sasha, who has its own issues. Bratz has its own issues. And her being questionably light-skinned on the, on her wiki. But, you know, we live and we learn. Or we live and we ask the wiki why all the black people are caramel at darkest. We have Nevra, who is canonically queer in a relationship with Roxy, I believe. Dylan, I'm claiming him as black because those first runs, that's a Negro. That's for the niggas. I don't know what happened in the movie and subsequent other media, why he's so racially ambiguous, leaning towards white. The fact that they cast him as white in the movie, question mark, question mark, question mark. But whatever, it's fine. Felicia, the iconic doll that no one could get because no one bought her at the time because she was an undesirable doll because she was so dark, then became a collector's favorite to scalp. Then when her repro came out, people were really weird about it because they're like, no, my doll isn't worth anything. And it's like, well, she's worth something because she's a doll in that collection, bestie. Look at her fucking arms. Look at her. I love her. I'm so glad to own her. We have Destiny, a 4th edition Passion for Fashion doll that I was not super familiar with, but, you know, black. I'm very rarely gonna turn my nose up at a sister getting hers. And then Tyra doll. All black, of varying kind of skin tones. They're all kind of light, with Felicity being the darkest, but you know, it works. As compared to my scene, there are two black dolls. I don't think Mattel's very good at diversity of skin tone. Of skin. And this might be kicking a hornet's nest to people who are like, they're monsters. They don't have a race. But I think it's, question. Just a little, I just have a question because I know how you girls love to tussle. How many ghouls and dudes of Monster High would you say are canonized to be black? I spent my Friday evening trolling through the Monster High wiki. I thought that the Bratz wiki was like, run like the Navy. No, you have like diagrams and a glossary of information that I had only picked up solely through osmosis of being in the doll space for the last year and a half. Who knew there was a place I could go to learn that? Fucking Doll University over at Monster High. Monster High, more like Doll High, am I right, ladies? But I went through page after page after page after page. I have some, I also asked members of Doll Twitter to gauge some information. I'm trying to be more active over there. I've been having a really good time. I asked, and I'll tell you what the community believes to be the only canonized black dolls, and then I'll tell you what I kind of gathered. So we have Maine Ghoul Claudine Wolf, Cleo maybe because she's like Egyptian, which I would say Africa, black, but some people want to get zesty about that, so question mark. We have Caddy Noir, who's a pop star wear-a-cat. We have Claude Wolf, brother of Claudine. We have Howleen, sister of Claudine. We have Rebecca Steam, a robot. Toralei, maybe. Winona Spider, maybe. Seth Polemy, maybe, because again, that whole Fertile Crescent on, is it African Muslim? Is it but Doll Twit specifically says Gen 3 Venus, Caddy Noir, and obviously Claudine and family. So if you have maybe, Monster High has 6 unquestionable black characters, with 3 of them all being in the same family, and 1 being re-released under Gen 3 under such contentious arguments about if they were ruining a punk doll by making her more visibly black, like black people can't be punk. You make me sick with that shit, by the way. Monster High, there are literally hundreds of these bitches. Characters, dolls, spin-off characters in books, and there's only 6 that are black. You've got 47 different types of European subclass, but black? What? Okay. I was like, she doesn't have earrings in. Look at her. Look at her. Personality being born. You didn't want what they were doing at the time. But I want this. But I'm a collector. She's not going to get touched by any children for many, many years. So we are back to the MGA side of the roster. We're gonna cover Rainbow High. And as you probably have guessed, Rainbow High has a lot of diversity because you can kind of get away with it because they're all color themed. They're all just like little guys, little dudes, hanging out, color-coded. So let's go through them. We have Sunny Madison and her twin sister, Luna, Carmen Nichols, Crystal Bailey, Dana Roslin, Georgia Bloom, Nicole Steele, Chanel Onyx, Zoe Electra, Diamante, Monique Verbena, I would say Rena Glitch Crown, Rex McQueen, Simone Summers, Finn Rosato, Harper Dune, Phaedra Parks, Jewel Ritchie, Coco Vanderbilt, Olivia Woods, Michelle St. Charles, Robin Sterling, the members of the Rainbow Divas, Sabrina St. Cloud, Malene Lux, and Alicia Sterling, Oliver Ocean, Berry Skies, Pinky James, and Lilac Lane. Rainbow High has quite a few black characters in each of their lives, with Sunny being our first real main character of our core group, and Luna being our point of view character for the Shadow High turn, Karma and Robin being people that the girls want to be like. They're not just like they're like aspirational. Britney Spears. They're aspirational. They're friends, colleagues, and community members, which is so important when trying to explain anti-racism to children, is that black people are just people who live in your community that you have, that have things to teach you and that you might be able to teach them. That's important. It's like deeply important with explaining empathy to children. Apparently I'm not done unboxing because I still have to get. So we're now getting to the section that you already, if you follow me for any amount of time, you'll know what types of dolls I like, which dolls I collect. My fleet of plastic women. I'm not insane. So I did not even attempt to go through all the different Littles releases. So I just went through the LOL OMG Queens and Tween. LOL, why I started this concerning the LOL. When I started covering LOL Surprise, I was surprised that Netflix had the little badge on there, and I think I have a short on here about it where like, why diversity matters or diverse stories, and I was like, that's stupid, they're dolls. It's less stupid because they're like, they're dolls. It's important for children to be exposed to this early on, but to other people, but also like it's a story in which a Beyonce ripoff, sure, but a black main character and her family are the center stone of her community and her like social life. I would say the most leftist, the leftist ideal spouting doll line in which we talk about community and sisterhood and having third spaces for people to commune in. Having Lady B, Lady B be so unquestionably black. Her friends outside of the core four all being other unquestionably black dolls. We have Swag showing the various different types and ways you can be black. She's very Brooklyn. Like, would I say that Swag is black? I mean, sure. Would I say that she's from Brooklyn? Yes. Cardi B representation. There are so many of these dolls. And Lady Diva herself is even kind of like tan. But I think that's because she's an Ariana Grande knockoff from 2019. Ariana Grande, my white woman of color. Me and Dane, white woman of color. So we have Lady Diva, maybe. Swag, Royal B, and her brother, and her little sister. And, when you buy the OMGs, there's always a chance you get a black doll of some shade. So just kind of being, keeping it cute. Let me show you mine. And like, you can fight me all you want on some of these. I know what a light-skinned black woman looks like. Bam. Her. Cute. Love her. Her. Debatable, but I'm claiming her. Undeniable African-American slay. They're so cute. Look at her stupid little face. She's Catwoman. And I've gotten multiples of them. So they're really common to get other ones. So now I'm going to run through all the different names, all the OMG dolls that I perceive to be black. And I think I was much less generous with the definition this time because there were so many of them. Again, and this doll line has been out since, what, like 2018 maybe? Miss Independent. Chillax, DeBoss, who looks like Lotto, Melrose, 24K DJ, Sunshine Girl, Golden Heart, Snowlicious, Downtown Baby, Alt Girl, Sweets, Trendsetter, Jams, Angel, Honeylicious, Fiercelicious, Icy Girl, and Brrr Baby, Missy Meow, Virtuelle, B-Girl, Miss Glam, Gamma Babe, Spirit Queen, Sunset, Miss Divine, Sways, Runway Diva, Missy Frost, Lady Braids, Twist Queen, Styles, Sweet Sunset, Sunrise, Vault Queen. Every other line except for the Sweet Nails line, which is the most recent line, which I'm side-eyeing UMGA, has a black or darker tan skin doll. Emma Emo, I need her. Unironically, black emo representation, importante, and very important. MGA is beating the bricks off Mattel in the diversity. With character dolls, you run into an issue which, if you have a pre-assigned doll with a pre-assigned personality that she pre-assigned has in front of the pre-assigned Pope, it's really hard that if you don't like vibe with the personality of the one black doll, that you're kind of not going to want to play with that doll. You're like, her fashions aren't going to make sense. And obviously, MGA's and Mattel's answer is like, well, just buy the fashion for the Barbie that makes sense for you and put it on your doll, which is why we make them all the same size. In this economy? No. Dolls should just be, you know, she is just like me for real. Her glasses are fucked up on her face. She's struggling to carry her tote bag. She just wants to go to the mall. Me for real. It can be really disillusioning when the little doll that's supposed to be just like you isn't just like you. And I'm so glad that we live in a time where littles have the opportunity to have dolls that look just like them, or aspirationally how they want to look. They've got fun hair. Again, it's not Playline, it's not my favorite, but they've got styling heads. We have styling heads for that. Next week, we are going to talk about some dolls that are modern that I didn't talk about here because I kind of wanted to give them their own video. Specifically, black dolls made by black people for little black girls and mermaids. Because, I don't know, I'm really having to put off looking at the mermaid girls. They freak me the fuck out. She's got a face like T.I.'s wife, who has a face like a Rottweiler. But next week we're gonna talk about naturalistas. We're going to re-talk about the Stacy Erebro brand dolls. We're gonna talk about some black dolls. That's what this month has been about, is black dolls and Megan procrastinating on releasing any book videos. Alright, say bye, Gracie. Ah!